I am Lotto Vázquez and I have the pleasure to be here with Sina Helmke.
Hi.
In this, in this release of Happy Centric Leaders Interview. I'm going to introduce her to you guys, and we are going to have this beautiful, heart-centered, awesome interview to inspire every one of us at Hawimi. Thank you, Sina, for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me here.
So, Sina is the founder of Marketing for Changemakers. I just love the name. And she works with social entrepreneurs and sustainable businesses to help them build ethical but strong marketing and branding strategies.
Exactly.
For her, it's very important to set up a clear foundation in marketing and branding that is based on her customer individual values. She runs workshops, seminars, online courses, and coachings on these topics, and also give lectures and talks on sustainability marketing. She works with social entrepreneurs from different industries and around the world. Kenya, Sweden, USA. Pretty cool, eh? She's awesome. We are, by the way, here in Bali, in a place called the Tribe Theory. We are going to interview one of the co-founders as well, really soon. And it's an awesome place where we are meeting actually pretty conscious entrepreneurs. And I'm super lucky, and we are super lucky to have her here today. Just a little bit more on her, because it's a beautiful path. She's been working on marketing for over 7 years already, and run her own business for the last 2 years. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And before that, she was working for several agencies and helped 200 plus companies in implementing marketing strategies and campaigns. Her vision is to help social businesses to become the better known and gain a higher media coverage to create a better world with a more, unconscious brands. And I'm actually moved to be here with you, Sina, and to share her knowledge or her experience and background with all of you, because actually Hawimi is a social entrepreneurship, and this tag, social entrepreneurship, is the one that the world is using to pinpoint more and more businesses around the globe that are actually changing the world for the better. And as you can see, I do get moved because we are changing the world. We are. Everyone, like you and me and Sina, everyone who is doing their best to make this world a better place. So again, thank you very much for being here, Sina. And first, I would love to know what's your personal story. We heard a little bit about your background, working in marketing, but what makes you feel this is what you are meant to be doing, at least in this stage of your life?
Yeah, I have to go back to the point where I was still an employee. And back in the days, I was working in marketing and sales as well, but in a different industry. So I was working for soccer clubs in Germany. I don't know how familiar you are with the Bundesliga and soccer in Europe. I mean, you're from Spain, so yeah. Probably you have heard about some of them. And I was working for a soccer club, and it was always my dream to work for this club, because I was a huge fan when I was younger, and I was always dreaming of this, and I thought that would be like the perfect job for me, and I will be super happy. And then when I got this job and I was working for this club, I realized shortly after that, I don't know, I didn't feel that happy. I was kind of losing my motivation, and I was asking myself, why is this happening? So I thought that it would be the perfect job for me, and it was a quite short process for me realizing it, because I learned that I was kind of missing an impact. Because we were working with a lot of sponsors. For example, they were talking to Nestle, making them like a partner of this club, and I realized this is not what I want to do, and it doesn't feel right for me. And I learned quite very quickly that, like, for me, an impact was missing, and that I have to change something in my life. And I also realized that for me to be fully happy, like my top one value is freedom and flexibility, and I was kind of missing this in this job as well, because I couldn't decide fully about my own life. I couldn't decide when I get up in the morning, or when I take holidays, or when I go back home in the evening, because I had to be in the office from this time to this time. I had to work every second weekend, so I kind of felt stuck. And this was the moment I decided that I want to quit this job and start something by myself. In the beginning, I was a little bit lost of what I'm going to do next. I only knew that I wanted to do something by myself and have an impact. And then I traveled for 2 months and took some time to reflect and find out what I really want. And then I realized that I actually like marketing and like to work in this area, but I just have to change my target group. And that it was the time when I decided that I only want to work for purpose-driven, conscious brands and help them grow and get bigger, and use the skills I already had to help them.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So I love hearing you, Sina, because I imagine, like, that's part of my own journey of looking for building my career around something that I really love. Because we put so many hours into what we work for, that if that's fulfilling, it's so easy to be fulfilled.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
easy to be thankful. Yeah. And I believe it's going to be inspiring for so many people that it's going to be seen as. And what I want to know is, what's the most enriching aspect of what you do? What's what makes your heart sing louder or happier of what you do?
For me, I think the most important thing is like working with the people, helping the people, seeing how they become happy, and that I was part of it as well. And my job right now is amazing, to meet great people around the whole world and learn about their ideas, their motivations, their mission, their vision, and being able to help them achieve it is a lot of joy to me. So I really, really enjoy growing my network and working with people. But also, it's, as I just said, for me, my top one value is freedom and flexibility. And for me, it's an amazing feeling to like have like fully control over my life now, which I didn't have before. And yeah, the combination of the 2 points, freedom and being with people, helping them, is what makes me truly happy. And also, I really like to create something by myself and to see my business growing and changing, and seeing that I did it by myself and I created this is also something that's a very, very enriching feeling.
Thank you very much. I'm sure so many of the people that are watching us either heard their own businesses, and it's super likely that it's going to be one way or another of social entrepreneurship, or at least they are doing it with their heart. If not, they wouldn't be part of this community, or they are thinking about changing it. So I think you can be super valuable to all of us, definitely to Hawimi, and for sure to many of the users in Hawimi. So. And it's so cool to hear you about, because I think we often think, not everyone, but many people think about business as something that it's about money. And finally, this is starting to change. I think there is a lot of work to do, but yeah, business can be about freedom and about building the life that you love, so you can be happier and spread more happiness, and also have a beautiful impact.
Yeah.
So I want to relate this to leadership, because this is the name of our interviews, Happy Centric Leaders Interview. We believe that everyone in this community is a happy centric leader, even if we don't have followers. We are leading ourselves to be focused on what matters the most, instead of following a status quo, maybe still focused in money or fear or more ego-based interest. So what is leadership for you?
For me, leadership, as you just said, already starts if you maybe just have one person that is listening to you. And I think leadership is about each and every one of us has an individual message that you should share with the world that could help so many people out there. And for me, leadership is spreading this message, and it doesn't matter in the beginning if it's just you realizing that this is your message and listening to it, and then reaching out to the world. And if it's in the beginning only one person that resonates with it and is listening to it, this is already leadership. So for me, leadership is supporting other people, educating them, and sharing your messages and your the things you learned with them, and just support them, enlighten them. So this is leadership for me, and not being a boss who is on top of an organization and just I don't know, telling the people what they should do. This is not leadership for me. Just that you always look at the people you're working with, the people you want to support, want to inspire, and look how you can help them and how you can make them better and happier.
Thank you very much. I love hearing you, and now having like a little bit of background of the first few of these interviews that we've done. And again, I moved because it's getting even more tangible, this vision that we are so many people, so powerful, so firmly, intentionally doing our best to make this world a better place. And on that, I have a couple of questions. One is, one of the hashtags that we are starting to use is "Together we can change the world," and we use it because the underlying belief behind Hawimi is that, like, separately, sometimes we feel isolated, and we are just a weird one in a world where everything is about money or sex or fear, but there is many of us. So I want to hear your honest take on if that's possible, if you actually believe that's the case, that together we can change the world, if you really believe that in the next, that it's going to take 500 years or less to make this world one focused in love or respect or happiness.
I hope it takes less than 500 years. I hope I will experience it in my lifetime. No, I think working as a community or as a tribe or building something together is the key to make our world a better place, because if we all just focus on being individuals and looking on our own individual wishes or whatever, it will not make us fully happy, because we're human beings. We like to live in tribes, in communities, and this is just how we are created. And also one of my taglines in my business is that it's always a community over or collaboration over competition. And I have one partner I collaborate with, and she's doing it very, very well. So she's the founder of Slow Fashion World. It's a B2B platform for fair trade fashion designers. And she recently discovered that there are some other platforms popping up doing similar work. And every time she sees a platform like this, she's not getting afraid or thinks, oh no, I have competition. She's always reaching out to those people, asking for a call, and then talking with them on maybe how they can collaborate and support each other and what is their mission. And so I think we all should change our focus from there's only one piece of cake that we have to share to if we collaborate, we can access the whole cake and not only one piece. And for me, community, collaboration, finding your tribe and working together is the key. It's very important. And it's so enriching, and you have so much more motivation and inspiration you can gain from others as well.
Thank you very much. So going back to happiness itself, what are a few things that make you especially happy? What are the top few things that ignites more happiness in you?
Helping others. This is something I realized within the last 2 years. Every time I'm able to help others, to support others, I have more strength, I have more power, and it really enlightens me. And having time for time to spend with my family, time to spend with friends. For me, time is more valuable than money, because we only have a limited amount of time in our life. We're 80 years, 90 years, whatever. But money, even if you lose money from time to time, or you spend it on something that was not a good idea, you can always remake this money. So like, there's no limit when it comes to money, but there's a limit when it comes to time. So for me, it's connected with the value I already shared before, that I said that freedom and flexibility is one of my core values. It's related to this time issue, so that I can freely decide on how or what I want to spend my time. And this is for me also related to happiness. And yeah, creating something, sharing your message with the world, being able to touch other people. For me, it's a lot about giving that creates happiness.
For sure. That's actually in every research worldwide in any university is one of the top things related to experiencing happiness. And for sure, that's part of what at least I'm already experiencing in Hawimi, that, well, that's one of the clear values, and we are there to support each other. And how important it is for you to be surrounded by like-minded people.
Super important. I know that if I didn't find like a tribe of like-minded people in the beginning when I started my business, I wouldn't be where I am right now. When I quit my job, and I also changed the city by that time, and I was, for my friends and the people I was surrounded by that time, I was the only one being on this mission, like starting an own business, changing the world, having an impact and everything. So by that time I was living, I'm from Germany, by the way. I was living in Hanover. I don't know how many of you know Hanover, but I moved back to Hamburg, second biggest city in Germany. Probably some people heard about Hamburg. And yeah, in the beginning I was focusing on growing my network, finding like-minded people, because for me, if I have a network around me, a community around me of people that think in the same way, it gives me so much more motivation. If I'm just by myself, I don't know, I start to freak out and get all those fears. And yeah, for me, it was the first step I did when I started my business, finding like-minded people, growing my network, and they supported me in an amazing way. Without them, I think I probably would have given up multiple times on my way. So I went to a co-working space in Hamburg, and I met a lot of people there, and it was, for me, it's very important. I still work on growing my network. I go to a lot of events where I know that I like-minded people. It's also the reason why I'm here in Intenrview right now, because I really enjoy those places where I can meet like-minded people that share the same mindset, the same values, like the same goals, same motivation. And for me, it's very enriching.
Thank you. And what are two or a couple of top books that have inspired you?
One book I recently read and that I really, really love is from Muhammad Yunus. He's he won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2006. He's founder of Grameen Bank. I don't know if you heard about him. And the book I recently read that really inspired me is called A World of Three Zeros. It's a very, very good one. And another books that really inspired me, let me quickly think about. I mean, it is not really related to social entrepreneurship, but it helped me really in the beginning with for our workweek, which I really like, because I'm a big fan on starting a business like very lean. So there's another book also about like lean startup and the $100 startup. So I read this a lot to get started with my business. And another book that probably a lot of people know, but that really inspired me as well, is The Alchemist. And some other books of Paulo Coelho. So they're really, really good. I can really recommend those books as well.
Awesome. So we will make sure that we listed them so you can click them, and if you haven't read them yet, you can have that opportunity, as well as her website for sure, so you can find her, and also you will be able to meet her inside of Hawimi if you want. And what are two or a couple of pieces of music, whether a CD or an album, there's no CDs anymore, right? An album or tracks that are really close to your heart as well. That really easily reminds you of happiness.
It always depends on my mood. So one song I always listen when I want to lift myself up, or especially like 2 weeks ago when I gave a talk here at Track Theory, I just want to get into my power. A song that I'm always listening to is from Christina Aguilera. It's the title. Quickly look it up. I'm always really bad with titles. Can't Hold Us Down. I love this song. And I have a Spotify playlist that I love to listen to. It is called Rise Sister Rise.
Uh-huh.
I love this one, and then I have another one.
Will you share it with us?
Sure.
Yeah. We will do that as well.
Check
we'll put it in the comments.
My playlist here, because I always use Spotify. I have another one. It's called Bad as Women. I like this one. And Light is the New Black. So those are Spotify playlists I listen a lot because they inspire me. But sometimes if I just want to get into a very good mood, I love to listen to Latin music, reggaeton. So
yeah, that's really. I think it's even taboo. So how awesome!
Yeah, just put on some reggaeton music in the morning and dance for 10 minutes, and then I'm happy in a good mood. So I do this one.
Super. Thank you very much for sharing. So what else? First, so happy-centric is a word that we have invented recently, but it basically, actually, what does it mean happy-centric to you? What does it mean happy-centric or conscious or for you? What characterizes someone who is having that approach?
For me, actually I heard the word first time when you were using it, but immediately created a picture in my mind, an image. For me, it is someone who is putting happiness like core of his or her life, and it comes with different values, I would say. So a happy-centric leader or person is someone who is very conscious when it comes to time, when it comes to people they choose to be in their life, with every task or business or work what they are doing. So everything is surrounded around happiness and having a purposeful life. Take time, reflect a lot, focus on self-growth, on how you can become a better person, and inspire the world, inspire people around you.
Super. And I want to ask you, I have 2 more questions, but I want to ask you first if there is any question that I haven't asked you, but that will be some opportunity to share something that is important for you to share.
I can give a little bit more detail on my business, how I work with people. If there are some business owners or people that are listening right now, I can give some more.
That was actually one of my questions. One is, what's your best advice as a professional or marketing for social entrepreneurs? And also, what's your best advice on how to have a happier life?
Okay, cool. So when it comes to business, as I said, I work with social entrepreneurs, help build marketing strategies. That basically, the thing we use branding strategy, and we work on the communication strategy, and then also sales strategy. So communication, marketing, coaching, and consulting. But for me, it's very important, especially as conscious entrepreneurs, a social business, purpose-driven business, that when it comes to your marketing, that you should always build it on your own individual values. So that you sit down and think about what are my own values that I live by in my everyday life, and then integrate it in your business and also integrate it in your marketing and live by it all the time. And there are a lot of big companies that when they do their marketing, they base it on manipulation, on creating fear or creating artificial needs in their customers, on their target group, so that they actually buy their products. And for me, as a purpose-driven brand, you shouldn't do it. You should always base your marketing on honesty, on transparency. And very important from my side is that you build a foundation in marketing that is based on educating people, educating your customers. You should always be 100% honest. For example, if as a social entrepreneur, it's hard to be 100% sustainable. Or maybe it's not possible, but you shouldn't pretend to be 100% sustainable. Just be open and share this, and share your struggle with your customers and educate them on the struggles you have, and maybe they have some ideas how you can overcome it. And also another advice on my side is like building a community right from the beginning. If you start, it is so important to have like your own tribe around your brand. So really focus on this and think about how you can give back to them, how you can support them, and how you can make them. Don't think about them as customers, think about them as ambassadors of your brand and of your business. Yeah. What was the second question?
The second question. Well, first, thank you for even if it was super brief, and for sure, we are gonna keep in touch. I think you can add so much value to Hawimi because that's what we are doing. It's nice to hear because I think that's the main focus we are having. We are a community among all, but I want to pick your brain more and get more value and serve better the world in this network. And it's so awesome that you are here, really, because for sure most of the people who are in this community and that keep on coming almost every day, new member, are gonna need these services. So it's so awesome that they can know there is at least one. I guess there will be more in the future. People like you that have expertise and can help us do it better and faster and with less mistakes. So thank you very much. And the second question is, as a happy-centric leader that you are, what is your, no matter how simple or complex it is, but what's your best advice for people to be happier, to make happiness easier and more accessible for them?
I think everyone should start with being brutally honest with themselves. So we all, like most people, tend to say, "Oh, I'm fine with this, I'm fine with, I love life, I'm fine with my work," but actually they're not 100% happy. So be 100% honest with yourself. What do you want in life, and what are your, like, when it comes to business, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to all those areas in life, also finances and everything. What is what you really, really want, and you can think big. You can achieve anything you want in life. So be 100% honest with yourself, and don't say like I'm fine with everything, and just take some time, sit down, write down your big goals and visions you have in your life, and then just create small steps how you can achieve it, and just be honest. This is like the first thing that is, I think, very important. It sounds super easy, but I have so many friends. I know that they are not happy with their life, and they always, if I ask them how are you, they say, "Oh, I'm fine," but there's so much space to be more happy, to be happier, and be honest, and then be brave to achieve it. Because I think what holds most people back is just fear that if they allow themselves to think big, to dream, that they might not achieve it, but everything is already, like, you have everything in yourself you can achieve. You just have to be brave. And it's actually easy, but it's not simple, but everyone can achieve it.
I love it. I love having you here. It's really good because I also discovered you more with this interview. It's really powerful what you are sharing. It's inspiring to me. I love knowing that. There is many others, that another human being on fire and really dreaming big and allowing yourself to make that happen, and with that inspiring others to do it and supporting us to do it. Thank you very much for doing it.
Thank you.
And looking forward to being in touch, to keep supporting you and using your knowledge to make Hawimi greater.
So anyone of the people listening now have any question when it comes to marketing, when it comes to business, creating a social business, feel free to contact me, write me an email, contact me on Facebook. So I'm very happy to answer all those questions.
Yeah, perfect. All of the details of Sina are going to be down here, or are already here. If you are listening to this not in live, they are here. And also, if you ask any questions in any of you find this in any of the places of Hawimi, and we will transfer those questions to her, so they will be answered as well. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for being yourself a happy centric leader. As we were saying, no matter if you have one follower or you are just following your heart, which is the basics, and together we can change the world. Happy centric revolution. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much.